All right, let's tackle a communication problem that trips up so many of us: the confusion between an update and a blog post. They often get used like they're the same thing, but that one little mistake, it can lead to a ton of wasted effort and, even worse, really confused users. So let's break down why that is and how to get it right.
Does this sound painfully familiar? You and your team, you spend weeks, maybe months, on a huge, game-changing feature. You write this big announcement, you hit publish, and nothing. Just crickets. Or maybe what's worse is, a week goes by and your users are asking, so what's new? They're completely unaware it even happened. It's beyond frustrating, isn't it?
So here's the thing. This isn't really your user's fault. It's almost always a communication breakdown. See, when we use the wrong tool for the message, like we try to use a big, long blog post when a quick update is what's really needed, our important news just gets buried. And the people who matter most, they end up feeling disconnected and totally out of sync.
To fix this, we've got to get back to basics. So first up, let's talk about updates. I want you to think of these as your go-to tool for immediate, right-this-second communication. They are all about the now.
The key words here are change and timing. An update isn't the place for a deep, philosophical explanation. Its one job is to tell your users about something new, something that's been fixed, or just something they need to know, well, now. It's built on the idea that they already have all the context they need.
Just think about it, right? A new feature just dropped, a critical bug got squashed, your pricing is changing. These are all things your existing users need to know about right away. If they miss this stuff, they might get confused or even pretty frustrated. And that's the perfect job for a really concise, direct update.
Okay, now let's flip the coin and talk about the other side, the blog post. If updates are all about the now, blog posts are built for the long haul. They serve a completely different, but just as important purpose.
So you see, unlike an update that can become totally irrelevant in just a few days, a good blog post is designed to be evergreen. It doesn't just announce something, it explains, it explores, it tries to persuade. It's a real asset that can keep providing value long after you hit that publish button.
A blog post is where you really get to explain the why behind a complex feature. It's where you create a detailed how-to guide or share your big thoughts on what's happening in your industry. These are topics that need some depth. They're meant to educate people, not just inform them.
Okay, let's boil this all down. The whole purpose of an update is to inform. A blog post, its purpose is to explain. An update is timely, it's super time sensitive. A blog post is evergreen, it lasts. And this is the big one. A user comes to an update with really limited attention. They need the info fast. A blog reader, though, they're curious. They're willing to invest a bit more time. Understanding that difference in mindset, that's the whole key.
All right, so we get the difference in theory, but how do we actually apply this in the real world without, overthinking it every single time? Let's walk through a super simple framework that'll help you make the right choice every time.
First, let's just be really clear about what's at stake. If you use a long blog post for an urgent update, that key piece of information gets totally buried and people miss it. And if you do that too often, people just stop paying attention. It's that boy who cried wolf thing. On the other hand, if you try to cram a really complex idea into a short little update, you just oversimplify it, and you miss out on all that long-term value of having that knowledge be discoverable.
The good news is you don't have to guess. There's a really simple test you can run your message through before you even write a single word. It just comes down to 3 pretty straightforward questions.
Here it is. Number 1, does the user need this information immediately? Number 2, will they be confused if they miss this today? If you answer yes to either of those, it's an update. Simple. Now, question 3, is this thing meant to be found through a Google search months from now? A yes there points you straight to a blog post. It's a really simple but powerful way to bring a lot of clarity to your decision.
So, look, this isn't about picking a favorite and just sticking with it. The most effective communication systems out there, they don't choose between updates and blog posts. They use them together. They create this amazing synergy.
Here's how that looks in practice. You start with the update. It's fast, it's direct, it lands right in front of your users. It delivers the what. Hey, here's the new feature we just launched. Boom, it's the immediate alert.
But then, and this is the magic part, that update has a link to a detailed blog post that explains the why and the how. This gives the really curious users all the depth they want, while totally respecting the time of people who just needed the headline. The update handles the now, and the blog post gives you that knowledge for the long term.
And that really brings us to the core philosophy here.
It might feel more convenient to just write one big blog post for every single thing, but that convenience, it usually just creates clutter. When you choose the right format for the right message, what you're really choosing is clarity. You're turning what would be just content into actual effective communication.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Take a good, hard look at how you're sharing information right now. Is your system really creating clarity for your users, or is it maybe accidentally just adding to all the noise? The answer to that could make all the difference. Thanks for tuning in.